What's up? What's up? What's up? We are Twin Flames Unite and we are at it again. And if y'all don't know by now, I'm Chris.
And I'm Felicia. What
What
up?
up? Oh boy, we're gonna give y'all a moment just to get into the room and get everything up and running because we got some interesting information to share with you all this evening.
Yes, and I have new hair.
Always changing it up.
I'm always changing my hair. That's the beauty of doing your own hair.
Yes, it is.
Yes, so I don't
It
have to
is.
be worried about who's doing my hair. I do my own hair. So yeah, we're just gonna give people some time to check in because we got some good stuff to talk about.
Did you know that?
Not that stuff.
Not that stuff.
Yeah,
But yeah, we're just gonna give it a moment, let it breathe.
yeah. Just gonna let y'all check in, and as you come in, if you can just put a small like on the video
Give us that thumbs up.
to help out. But yeah, we're just gonna let everybody check in because it's gonna be a really interesting topic as far as we're gonna touch on the twin flame separation.
Nice.
We're gonna touch on toolkits for things to put in your toolkits for emotional support and emotional balancing. Um, we are gonna, because I took some good notes, we're gonna talk about a really big one. This one is about possession. That whole possession factor when in a relationship
Yes.
and what not to do. A little bit of division, distortion, and took some good notes. Talk a little bit about deja vu. Like, what is deja vu? Why do you have deja vu? And also ways on how to give advice.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. We're gonna be diving deep tonight.
right? While in a relationship, sometimes we want to give our partner advice. They might come to us with something, they might be complaining. And, it might be something you heard before. So we're gonna give some tips on how to give advice so that the other person can receive it the way you intended for it to be delivered.
Yep.
So we're gonna give some tips.
Yep.
Hello,
What's going
hi.
on?
Who do we have
Thank you
here?
so much
See,
for the.
tonight I don't got my glasses.
Oh boy. But yeah, tonight we're definitely gonna be diving into this topic as far as, ways of keeping your emotions in check.
Yeah.
Um, and as y'all know, as we dive deep into certain topics, or as things come to our, what's the word? As
Oh,
we're
this is
live.
Billo B. What's up?
Yes.
You ain't been here in a minute.
Oh, let me turn this off. I don't want to be having all those notifications
Notifications.
going off. But yeah, as things come up for us, as we dive deep into our spiritual journey, there are things that come to our attention that we think, this is something that it's like common sense. But when it comes to common sense, a lot of times we forget about it because it's so common and we take things for granted.
Right.
So this evening, we're going to be diving into a few areas, and we're probably going to do another video expanding more on this.
Right.
But we have quite a few to just start out with to really get the wheels turning and get you to thinking. Maybe you'll have that aha moment, and be able to make some good changes.
Who we got here? Solange. What's up, Solange?
Oh
And
boy, we got Solange in the house.
yeah, what's up, guys?
Yes. It's so awesome to see y'all again. And thank you so much for tuning in. And we're about to get right into it. So y'all came right in time.
Yeah, y'all came in right on time. We know it's kind of late. We wanted to come on here earlier, but we were relaxing. So our
Right.
apologies.
We had to get.
Right. Get ourselves centered. But yeah, so the first thing that we're gonna touch on is losing your path. A lot of us go through this where, we started out really good in our spiritual journey, or we might have started out really good on maybe a diet that you're trying to do, maybe just a lifestyle change in general,
Mm-hmm.
and you started really strong on that path. But for whatever reason, you have drifted away
Mm-hmm.
from that, right? You probably started picking up the cookies and the brownies again. Maybe you're not going to the gym as often as you were,
Mm-hmm.
or you might be slacking on your meditation, or for whatever reason you find yourself kind of off of that path.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit,
Or
maybe a
maybe a
lot.
lot.
Maybe you're on a whole nother path, and it might be destruction, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you feel like you're stuck. You don't know, or you're telling yourself you don't know why you're on this path, or how did you even get on this path when you were
Mm-hmm.
doing so good a few days ago or a few months ago. And you're looking at your life now and you're like, wow, how did
Mm-hmm.
I get here?
You know how you got there.
You know, and that's the thing. That's the thing with getting off track. It's a
Yeah.
simple question that we ask ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or it's a choice, I should say. It's a choice
Mm-hmm.
between wanting to do something about where you're at
Yeah.
and not wanting to.
Yeah.
It is that simple.
Yeah. Now here's the slippery slope with this, and this is where the emotions come into play. Because if you realize that you've gotten off your path, there are a couple of different emotions that you could experience because you've gotten off your path. There could be disappointment, there could be frustration with yourself.
Right?
Depending on if that path that you were on wasn't good for you, hey, you might be overjoyed.
Right.
But those emotions are just like those red dots on the map to let you know where you are.
Right. And it
Okay.
could just be that the consistency is missing. Like I think that's the biggest thing when we are off track, is because we are missing that one recipe, that one ingredient to that recipe, and it's consistency.
Yes.
Because if you don't have consistency, no matter what you do, you're just gonna always kind of feel stuck, or you're gonna feel like you're off track
Right.
because that consistency aspect is missing.
Yeah. And when you feel like you're stuck, it's best to take a step back for a second. First, gather yourself, gather your emotions wherever they are in between the spectrum of good to bad, gather them all together. Then once you have your emotions in check, then you can sit down and think, okay, I feel like I'm stuck. Where am I trying to go?
And where am I is
Right. Oh,
first you got to
yep.
ask yourself,
Yep.
where the hell am I? And you have to be honest with yourself. This is you're questioning yourself. Where am I right now? Then you have to look at, well, where would I like to be?
Right.
Or where am I going?
And you just reverse engineer that thing.
Right. And then you have to also ask yourself, okay, so this road that I'm wanting to be on, or this road that I'm going in, in this direction that I'm going in, or I want to go in, is this direction going to serve my highest and greatest good?
Yeah.
That's the key thing.
You know it. And just like the example my baby said a moment ago, you may have chosen a path of, say, weight loss. Okay? New Year's resolution came in. You said, I'm going to the gym. Come January the 2nd, you were in the gym, right? Because you had to recover from the night before. Okay? So you were in the gym, you were doing well, but then as weeks went on, you felt like, I can't get up that early.
Right. I'm tired. You get a
I'm gonna
whole
go.
weekend, your body hurt.
I'm gonna go a little bit later. Then you get into, oh man, I said I had this thing that I was gonna go to this party, but yeah, I'm gonna go to the party. You know what? When you look into those decisions, all of those decisions led up to where
Right.
you feel like you're stuck, and you're actually not stuck. Because once you feel like you've stopped on your path or you veered away from your path, because sometimes you can come to a complete halt when it comes to your path. You just like, I'm not moving. Nope.
Right. I'm not doing it. But at the end of the day, it comes down to just a choice. You know where you're at, and you know which direction you want to go into. It's just a matter of making that choice from wanting to do something or not wanting to do it. It's really simple, because most of the time when we have a problem, All of the time when we have a problem, the solution is created before the problem even came anyhow. So you know
Right.
what the solution is. It's just a matter of digging deep within yourself to be honest with yourself and asking yourself these tough questions, right? Now, the next one that we're going to go into is giving advice.
Oh, this one goes into all of our twin flames. So many of y'all want to give advice to your twin that's not woke.
Yeah.
You want to give advice to people that are not woke. Uh, this this one right here. I'm glad y'all are here.
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all are here.
Yeah.
Even if
Giving
you're watching this on a replay.
giving
Glad.
advice, whether it's unsolicited advice, meaning advice that nobody asked for, or just giving advice in general that someone is asking you a question. You know, they might be coming to you, they might be complaining about something. Maybe they're always complaining about the same thing. But one of the things to keep in mind, like if you're whenever you're in a relationship with someone, and they come to you and they might be like, you know what, I don't feel so good today. You know, my stomach isn't feeling well, or my head isn't feeling well, or I don't know why I just can't lose weight, or I don't even know why this is not working for me. I've tried this many times. And so you might know the reason why. Most of the time, you do know the reason why. And that's probably why they're coming to you in the first place.
Yep.
It's because they know you know the reason. So a healthy approach, well, first let me give the unhealthy example.
Yeah, you gotta get a contrast. Gotta
So
give contrast.
someone comes to you, oh, I don't feel so good. Babe, you want to act it out?
Yeah, I'll do it.
You do it?
Like, oh man, my arm hurt. I hit this door and it just hurt.
You know fully well why you hit that door. You keep doing the same thing. You keep passing the same place. And every time you keep hitting the same arm. You know what's going to happen eventually? You're going to hurt your arm. You're going to have to go to the hospital. And you're probably going to have to get a brace because you keep doing the same thing. I keep telling you, don't walk there.
Man, you know what? You ain't never for me. I don't even know if that's a word, y'all, but yeah, you ain't never for me.
You don't be listening. You don't be listening. I keep telling you, and you're not listening. Okay, see? That's not the way to do it. That is not the way to do it. So, you're giving advice. Yes, you know, they might be complaining about the same thing. They keep making the same mistake or whatever. But a better approach when someone comes to you with a complaint, especially if it's the same complaint and you told them about 50 times already and it's the same scenario, you might want to try a different approach. And you can use this approach with anyone in your life. Anyone. And it's just a way of being an alchemist, learning how to turn literally a negative into a positive for both you and the other individual. And I'm going to tell you why it's important to try to practice that.
Yep.
When we finish doing this next one. So do a different one now.
Okay,
So
I'm
this
doing
is going to be a better response.
Okay. Oh my gosh, my stomach hurt.
Oh,
I think I ate too much.
your stomach hurt? Wow. Well, you know what? That might be a good thing, baby. Yeah.
How's that a good thing?
Well, if your stomach is hurting, right, that's a good indication that your body is working right.
That is working right.
Yeah.
But it's hurting. What do you mean?
Yeah, because that's your body's way of talking to you.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how your body is communicating with you to let you know, hey, something isn't right. You might have put something inside of me that's not agreeing with me. So that's your body's way of opening up and trying to communicate with you.
You know what? I shouldn't have ate that burrito.
There you go.
That was my fault.
There you go.
Yeah.
So sometimes we just got to be grateful that, you know, our bodies is opening up like that to be able to tell us these things. Because, you know, some people, it might not be so lucky.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I gotta remember that.
Yeah.
No more Taco Bell.
So yeah. Somebody say, I don't know why I feel depressed. Blame it on the retrograde. It's real easy. Blame that on the retrograde. We have the pole shift that's going on. It's a lot of things that's going on right now. We're gonna touch base on the emotions and how the planet, how the sun, how everything kind of collates and work together to affect our emotions.
And what's up, Marshawn?
We got Marshawn in the house.
Yep, got Marshawn in the house.
Marshawn, what's up? Welcome everybody. We were doing a little
Yes.
skit. It's very impromptu. We didn't
Oh,
plan
yep.
it, but we
We ain't
just
playing
figured
this at all.
it works
You
better.
have to see it in the replay. And so, what we're talking about here with this giving advice to people, and this is, well, actually, no, that's in another part because I was about to say this could really apply towards people that are empaths because so many of us are empaths.
Yeah.
But there's another part we're gonna get into in just a moment. But in this sense, actually, yeah, this is towards the empath. I'm sorry, my train of thought was going somewhere else. Because being an empath, which a lot of us are, some of us are just more sensitive than others. But when people come around you with their negative energy, per se, right? And you start talking with them, you start agreeing with them, and you start going along with whatever tomfoolery they're doing, then you take on that energy.
Right.
Okay, you're just taking in what they're going through, and you probably had a wonderful day up until that point, but once you started feeding into what they were doing, now your day is
It's kind of messed up. Now, I want to touch base on why it's really important um, to kind of handle people with a little more compassion, right? Now, maybe we should make a video on what happens after we die. That's a whole
oh
nother video that I think we
oh
should do,
wow,
but I'm just going to
yeah,
touch on it just a little bit. When we leave this realm, we go into just a life review to look back to see what's going on, what we did, and all that other stuff. Now, in this realm of reality, planet Earth, where we at, it's in the illusion of separation, right? And so and it's so that you can have this individual experience, right? To express yourself and to do different things. But when you cross over on the other side, that illusion is no longer there. That separation, you feel everything. So when you're going through your life review, you will be able to, because the illusion of separation is not there, how you interact with the next person, you will feel it because there's no separation. The only reason why you're not really feeling it now is because you're thinking that I'm separate from you. We separate. But when you're doing your life review on the other side, you're gonna be feeling everything, and that's where the judgment comes in because you're the one who's gonna judge yourself. We judge ourselves, right?
right,
It's not a big beard man up in the sky that's saying you did wrong and you know it. It's all you because you will be able to feel everything.
right,
So by you like exhibiting some more compassion and kind of like watching how you treat other people, that's going to help your life review for your own self,
yes,
because then when you realize how much you really make someone else suffer, and then because now when you're doing the life review, you're feeling everything that person is feeling,
right,
and it's you're gonna know, hey, that's what I did. Wow, and you trust me, you're gonna feel everything, pain, the cry, the emotion. It's like almost like kind of like torture almost. And
yeah,
then that's what they call the karma, and karma means action, right? So most of the time you're gonna want to come back, and you're gonna want to try to do right this time, or make a change this time, because you have felt it.
yep,
You felt the implications that you have put someone else through. So you want to be very careful how you interact with, the people that's in your life. See, the relationships that we have in our lives is there to teach us something. It's very important that we understand these relationships are here to teach us. And
yes,
we have to learn from these relationships so that you don't keep reviewing your life and keep coming back and you get stuck in the wheel of karma, and you just you ain't going nowhere. You just kind of like right now you're on the retarded bus, you're on the short bus, because you just keep looping and you're looping instead of growing, right? So that's why the whole giving advice thing, the way that we interact with each other, it's vital.
yes. It is very, very vital.
super
Right.
vital.
Yeah. So instead of, just choose actions that best serve your greatest and highest good.
Right,
Because
right.
if somebody comes to you asking for something, or they want to tell you something that's going on with their life, and you know what, just a quick note, something that I've noticed a while back is that so many people just want to be heard,
Right.
right? Now, they don't always necessarily want you to jump on the bandwagon with them. They just want to say what they got to say. And that's where a lot of arguments and things start from, not even just in relationships, but just cultural wise. Not enough people are hearing each other's story. And just like Marshawn was just mentioning a moment ago, volunteer and helping lift somebody else up,
Yeah.
you know, and one of the ways that you can help lift somebody else up is actually hearing their story. Now, you don't have to live in their story, but if their story is one that they're telling you that seems on a low vibrational point, you can find something good that's in that to help lift them up.
Right, right, right. And one other thing I wanted to mention on the your life review, I want to touch on deja vu
Oh, speak on it.
because I know everyone. I could say everyone. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure everyone has had a deja vu.
Even the kids have
Even
that.
kids have deja vu. If you've had a deja vu, say I, because I know everybody has had a deja vu before,
Yeah.
and you just don't know. That's just one of the things you just don't know what that shit is. You just don't
Yeah,
know,
you don't
and
know.
some of them last a little longer than others. Because I know I've had deja vus that's lasted pretty much until I could say what's gonna happen next.
Yep.
And some of them it's just a split second. It just kind of hits you like, wait a minute, I've been here before. I know this person. I've seen this person. I've done this before. And you just know that you've done it before, but you just cannot explain the shit. You just you can't put your finger on it.
Like, why do I know this?
Like, why do I know this?
What am
Why?
I supposed to use this
Right.
for?
Like, what is this? Okay. So a deja vu. This you can look at the deja vu as this is your opportunity to make a different choice. Okay. So again, when you're doing your life review, you go back and you look and you have those opportunities to see, where you could have gone, where you could have done something different. So
Yeah.
your deja vu is really you looking at your life,
Yeah.
once you exit this realm.
Now, one point I think you should really add on to this is what we were talking about before, because I would sit a lot of times and I see the deja vu, and then I stop and I think, okay, so what decision is what's about to go down that I can
Right.
possibly change? And sometimes in those deja vus, it's not so much an I guess there is so much in action, but sometimes it happens so quickly in a split second that you don't really have the time to change it.
Right.
But
But it's not so much that you don't have the time to change it. Most of the time is bringing things into your awareness. Because just the mere fact that you brought something into your awareness can impact
the future.
the future. Because a lot of the times we make decisions based off of what is in our current awareness or where we're
Right.
at. So if you now interject something into your awareness, it'll serve you because now it's in your awareness. So
Yeah.
sometimes you can use those deja vus as just paying attention to that moment, looking for an opportunity where you can make a different decision because this is your chance to make a different decision. Maybe you were going to turn left. Maybe you had that kind of like intuition, that gut feeling that's telling you, you know what, I'm going to turn right. But then you want to go ahead and ignore it and turn left.
Yeah.
Right? When you see that deja vu, it could be like let me just follow my instinct and, then that's your opportunity to make a different choice. Or it just might be something that you were not paying attention to. So now that you see the deja vu, you just take a quick second and you look around
Speak on it.
and you just pay attention. And you just remember what you're seeing and what you're feeling at that moment. It might come in handy in the future. You don't even know these things.
Take
You
your time.
might not know.
Take
So
your
you
time.
just pay attention and we're gonna touch on becoming more aware.
Mm-hmm.
It is so key, and it is such a major key to become more aware of our surroundings and become more aware of us,
Of
ourselves,
who we are.
of who we are.
Yep.
Looking through our lenses, our own lenses, instead of looking through the lenses of someone else. So that's vital. So
Yeah.
just I didn't want to forget about the deja vu.
Yeah. There you go. All right. And so the next point that we wanted to bring up is about selflessness.
Yes, and what is selflessness and how that
Okay.
can be confused.
Now, yeah, especially when you look at society, and society says that you shouldn't be so selfish. Self-full is our word. I'm jumping ahead
Yes,
of myself.
that's our word.
But you shouldn't be selfish in this world. You should give, you should share, all this stuff, right? But there's a time in your life that you really should be selfless. Okay? So not selfless, but self-full. I'm getting mixed up with the words here. Give me a second.
Let me
Go,
help. Let
go,
me
go
help.
ahead. Go ahead.
So the selflessness that we speak of is, and this ties into relationships. So let's say you're in a relationship and the relationship is dysfunctional. It is not harmonic. It is causing you a lot of grief, a lot of suffering. It might be causing the other person grief and suffering because if you're feeling like this relationship is not working, I'm pretty sure the other person might be feeling the same way.
They probably do.
You might be more of a crutch in a relationship, right? Like you might be doing more than you should be doing for that individual. And so by you constantly being there as a crutch for that individual, you're doing them a disservice. So, selflessness can be you leaving. Like you could just decide, you know what? I need to go because if I continue to stay here and be a crutch, I'm doing you a disservice. So it's actually sometimes a good thing to decide that I this is where I have to leave so that you can build your own strength. And that's selflessness, right? So that's pretty much what we wanted to touch on with the selflessness is that sometimes depending on what type of relationship that you're in, it can be beneficial for the other individual for you to leave the relationship so that they can get stronger, so that they can get better, so that they can get to the highest version of themselves because by you staying there, it's actually hindering them and it's not helping them.
Yeah. And actually, even more, it's hindering you.
Right, yeah.
It's hindering you from your spiritual growth.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, as above, so below, as within, so without. So if you're on your spiritual journey and the other person is not on their spiritual journey, or they're not really trying to focus on going within, you become the people that you associate with.
Facts.
Or the environments that you associate yourself with.
Yep.
So if you are on a journey of spiritual enlightenment, you're trying to open up your third eye, you're trying to get the Kundalini energy from the base of the spine all the way up to the crown chakra,
Yeah.
then it would behoove you. It would behoove you to surround yourself around people that are on that same path. It would behoove you to be in an environment that would help facilitate you towards your goals. Now, if you're doing that, but you're not in the environment or you're not around the right type of people, then what's going to happen is that you're going to become the average of the people that you hang around.
Pretty much.
So if you're with this person, even though they may be your twin flame, they may be your love, they may have risked their lives for you, they may have saved your life, they may have done some amazing things for you, but if they're not where you're trying to be, then what's going to ultimately happen is that you're going to be up here and you're going to start coming down here, which is going the reverse of what you say that you want.
Right.
So you have to really do some self-analysis and understand where you're trying to go, where you currently are and where you're trying to go.
Right. And then when we say like being up here and being down there is not an indication that you're better than someone or they're less than
Please
you.
remember that.
It's just when you are in a relationship with someone, right? Let's say you start out in a relationship, whether it's a friendship or whatever, and then you start working on yourself, right? You start building yourself. You really start getting into a harmony with self. You're growing. You're experiencing that growth. The other party is really stuck. They're not doing anything. And so what's going to happen is there's going to be a period of a pivoting point where it feels like, hey, we're really not doing the same things.
We're
And
not
again,
vibing.
when you're not vibrating, you're literally not, because when you say that, listen, we're not vibing, what that means is you guys are not vibrating at the same level. And it doesn't mean that the person is lesser or you're better. It just means that you're in two different frequencies,
Two different radio stations.
because they have the ability to do what you're doing. They're just choosing not to. So it's not a better or worse. It's
No.
just where they're at right now. And so when let's say you don't just because naturally you're gonna fall. You're gonna go your own way.
Yeah.
It's just gonna naturally happen because you're on different levels, right?
Right.
So if what happens if you don't let it happen naturally, if you don't allow the flow for that to take place, to allow this person time to raise themselves up, what's going to happen is eventually if you decide to stay there, you're eventually going to not only meet them here, and this is just one of the natural laws, right? You're not going to meet them here because you're going to be stuck in that whatever that is, that dysfunction, that distortion. What's
Yeah.
going to happen is, because you already went up here, now you're going to be like here, because you got to remember, as above, so below. So you're going to match that wherever you were, because now the reason why you're here is because here. So now here is going to be able to hold you accountable for here. So it's really not in your best interest to continuously stay in a disharmonic, dysfunctional, chaotic type of relationship.
Yeah. And you know what? Now that I think about it, it you know, y'all know our business. Y'all know that I was married at one point, right? When I sit and I just think about what you just said, right? Because at some point in my life, I was actually moving up. Like I felt my vibrations moving up. I was doing a lot of stuff, trying to make some things move, but not to, once again, and this is not even saying that my ex-wife was somebody that was a low vibrational person or that she was bad in any way, but because I decided not to continue to go above where I was going, whatever height that I got to, I found that lowest point.
Yeah.
And that lowest point was very dark. And at a point it almost felt like she was better than me and I was just down here. That's because I was up here, but I didn't continue to move up, and then I went down to an equal part.
Right.
So it, once again, it really behooves you to keep moving forward.
Yeah, keep moving outward and upward. Keep expanding yourself, and don't let anybody or anything stop you from growing. Not even your own self, because sometimes we are our biggest obstacles. It's just stopping ourselves from growing. And that takes me into one of the next things that I want to talk about, which is this can be a big thing in relationships, right? The law of possession. The whole thing, the possession thing. Oh, that's mine, and he's mine, and she's mine, and this is mine, and that's mine. But when you really think about all these things that you're accumulating, it's weight. Right? It's a lot of weight. And the reason why it's weight is because when you really start growing, you're really going to start having an understanding that we really don't own anything here.
No.
And the biggest test to find out what you own is when you leave this body here on this realm. If you could take it with you, then you own it. See, all these things, it's going to be right here for the next person that comes.
This iPad, I can't take it with me.
Can't take it with you. You do not own it. If you can't take it with you out of this realm, you don't own it. So the biggest, and this is the biggest test, for a lot of people is to get this in their spirit that you don't own these things. You don't own people. You can honor them. You honor them and you love them and you respect them, but you don't own them. They're not your possessions. These things are not yours. Okay? So once you can get that into your spirit, you get that into your consciousness, life will become a little better for you. You will find more happiness in things. Because what happens when you start thinking that you owning things and you owning people, when they leave, it's messing with your frequencies. It's putting you at an imbalance, an energetic imbalance, and it's pulling on you.
Boy.
And so you out of whack. Your chakras is all messed up. Your energy fields is all messed up. You're pulling and you're grabbing and you're everywhere.
You doing that, babe. Keep going.
We own nothing.
You killing it. Keep going. Go tell them.
We have no possessions.
We don't own anything. And you know what? This actually, you know why that is so key? This just goes into the part of what I had gave mention to before as far as being a secured party. Okay?
Ooh.
Because when it comes to being a secured party, you own nothing but control everything. So there is nothing that I own, but there are just certain things that I control. So I'm really making myself light and free, so that I can move about and do whatever I need to do, because there's nothing tying me down in the physical sense. But now to do that in a spiritual sense is also a major key. Because saying that this is my religion, saying this is my car, saying that this is my wife or my husband, or putting those labels on them, is really causing a possession thing to where the point you don't want to let anybody
right. And that is what creates what I'm going to get into. This is what creates expectations.
Boy, you better get into it.
I'm gonna get into the expectations. So this creates expectations. Now, when expectation is born, you can't have expectations and gratitude. They really don't go hand in hand. Gratitude and expectations are on polar opposites. They're polarized. So where one is, the other one is going to be all the way at the other end, right? They're not close by to each other. So when you start putting expectation on things, if and then that comes with attachment. And so when when your expectations is not being met, you get big mad. You get super mad, and somebody gonna buy you a cape. Because now you can fly how you so mad, right? But when you replace that that expectation with gratitude, right? When you're grateful, gratitude brings you into the present moment.
Yes.
You humble, you're grateful. It makes you a lot lighter, and it opens up the space for you to be happy. Because now you're grateful. So now people who are grateful are always happy. Most of the time, they have this genuine happiness that comes from within, through their gratitude. If you're grateful for what you already have, if you get something extra, hey, that's nice. And you could even be even more excited because you wasn't even expecting it and you got it. So it's like, whoa.
Yeah. And you know what? I got to bring up the point that we got written down there. It's just real simple and plain. Expectation equals depression. And if you don't believe me, think about this. If you're waiting on your boo to call you and they don't call you and you start feeling some type of way, here come that depression. When you put in your request for your days off and you already booked a room thinking that you're going to have these days off to go on vacation, but then you don't get those days off.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Disappointment.
Okay? But when you put gratitude,
Yeah.
when you put gratitude into
Ooh,
it,
11. Look at that. 11 likes, 11 views.
ooh,
Y'all listen to this part, man. This is a doorway right now.
yeah. Well, when you bring in gratitude, right, you bring in more happiness.
Yes.
And let me say it like this: gratitude brings you into the present, and the present is a gift.
Ooh, unwrap it, baby.
Okay?
Unwrap that gift.
So if you want the gift, give gratitude so that you can be in the moment, so that you can be present. You can put up your hand and say, I'm
Present,
here,
present, please.
and receive your gift.
Let me get it.
Okay? That's, yeah.
That is beautiful. And I want to talk about a mission statement. I mean, a mission statement is what a business usually, businesses, they have their mission statement.
Right.
And the reason why the business have their mission statement is so that it can hold everyone accountable to be in one accord. And not a Honda neither. I'm a little jokified tonight. Don't worry about me. But yeah, so mission statement. When you think of a mission statement, um, you can compare a mission statement to healthy boundaries in a relationship, right? Sometimes when you're in a relationship, what happens when you go into a relationship, right? And you don't know who you are. When you go into a relationship and you're out of alignment.
You asking for chaos.
When you, when you enter into a relationship without first entering into a relationship with self, that's a recipe for disaster. Okay?
Yes.
So that would be the equivalent to a business. You have a big corporation that's starting up, but they don't have a mission statement. Okay? So that brings me back to being in a relationship. Before you get into any type of relationship, like partnership, whatever, soulmate, twin flame, before you get into any type of committed relationship with another individual, it is vital that you get to know who you are. It is vital that you know that you've set healthy boundaries for yourself.
Yep.
Okay, and so that way because that's like that's going to be your mission statement.
Yeah, that's your baseline.
That's
Right
your
there.
baseline. Oh,
Thank you so much,
we haven't
Archangel.
seen you in
Just
so
because. Thank you so
long.
much for the
Oh
donation.
my
You're
God, where
awesome.
have you been? Thank you for the donation.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, so when you get into the relationship, you must make sure that you have your healthy boundaries. You must make sure that you know who you are, and you must make sure that you have built that healthy, steady relationship with self, because that would be your mission statement.
And you know what? I got something. It's maybe a little comical. I don't know. Y'all just walk. Because sometimes when I try to be funny, it doesn't work out, but we're going to see.
I'm gonna
Okay.
laugh anyhow. I'm gonna laugh just cause it ain't funny, so it'll be funny anyhow.
Oh, boy. Now you got me off track.
Go on,
Okay,
man.
okay. So, hold on. What was the. I really got off track.
I'm so
Oh, the
sorry,
mission
I messed
statement.
you up.
Okay. Oh, I got it. Okay. Yeah, see? You still do it.
Okay.
Okay. So, this is why it's so important for you to really know who you are. Okay? Because, for example, with Leisha and I, right? Like, I know Leisha so well that if I see a situation coming around the corner, I know how she's going to act before it even happens.
You do. You
right?
sure do.
Now, that's me knowing her. But what if I didn't know how I was going to act when a situation comes around the corner? And I'm supposed to be in a relationship with somebody who I love and adore. But if a situation comes around and I don't know it's going to bring out a nasty vibe in me, then I'm setting it up to, for one, throw off my trust with her because she knows me as a particular person. But if I come from if I come left, then that's throwing something into a relationship that wasn't even supposed to be there, but it was my responsibility to know whether or not this other side of me would come out. So it is really, and I guess it wasn't even funny. This was actually something real serious.
I ain't laughed yet. I
It's,
know. I just realized I
it's
ain't laughed yet. Go on, baby. It's
but
okay.
it's really important for you to know who you are.
Yes.
That's why getting into a twin flame relationship before you're ready can be really chaotic.
Very chaotic because that twin flame is going to shine. It's a mirror. It's going to bring up everything that you don't want to know, you don't want to see, and you don't want to hear. Okay? It's going to be there right in your face, like, bam, say something.
Yeah.
Just like this, how it look, like just like that. Twin flames do this.
Yes.
And so if you haven't done any shadow work, if you haven't done any integration with yourself, if you have no kind of, if you haven't severed that connection with your higher self, if you ain't done none of those things, believe you me, you are not ready for your twin flame.
So,
Just chill out with a soulmate or something.
or not even a soulmate, just
Solo.
okay. Yeah,
Solo.
hold on. I gotta go into this.
Speak on it.
I gotta go into this.
Speak on it, Pastor. Take your
Okay.
time. Take your time, Pastor. Take your time.
If you want somebody to love, if you want to truly love them and love them unconditionally, don't go into any relationship, whether it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, co-worker, or anything of that nature. If you truly, truly care about them and you want to love them, don't have no monsters coming out of the closet that you thought weren't there.
Oh boy.
Take care. Make sure you, even if the monster is there, you should know that it's there and what it's
Right.
capable of, so that you know what to do to keep that monster at bay,
Yeah.
so that it doesn't mess up the flow of your relationships.
Facts.
Okay? So it is your responsibility before you get in a relationship with anybody else.
Antibody.
Anybody else. Make sure you know about all the monsters in your closet, all the
Yeah.
skeletons that's in your closet, all of the strippers that's in there, you know.
You see all the strippers in there. You
See, I had a funny point.
you on it tonight, huh?
Yeah. You want to make sure that you know all of that about yourself
Yes.
before you get into a relationship, so that you can be open and honest with your partner. Like, hey, I got this monster that comes out sometimes when
Right.
certain things are said. I'm
Right.
still working on it.
Right.
But if I just want to let you know that this could happen.
The Lord's still working on it. He ain't done yet, right? Whatever you gotta say.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good point. And that leads us back into making sure that you have accepted and not only knowing those things about yourself, right? But then you have to take a step further, right? This is when you're gonna find a harmony. When you take it a step further and you have accepted it.
There you go.
Okay, that's when you start putting on big boy and big girl panties and drawers.
Start pulling yourself up by your bootstraps.
And then, because when you start accepting it, not only have you seen it, not only have you acknowledged it, but now you have done the third step, which is I have accepted these things about myself. I know these things about myself. Some of these things you're still working on. And so when you get into your relationship, you know, these are things that you want to, you might not want to do it on a first date, scare the people away. Like,
You gotta put on that interview face.
you gotta put, you know, don't be scaring people away. Give somebody a chance to, you know, hey, let me see, one thing at a time.
Yeah, but before it gets serious,
Right.
you lay it out on the
You lay it
table.
all, but you do it piece by piece, little by little, little
Yep.
by little. You know, you unravel it, you take your time and you unravel it.
Archangel said she's.
Don't be scaring people out here.
Said I'm an aggressive driver. I'm working on it. There you go. You gotta be honest and open and let
You
them
have
know.
to. You gotta be honest.
Man.
It's the only thing. Like my daughter, like Sarah, what she's told you when we did her hair the other day.
Sometimes she can be difficult, but she know it.
No. When
Which
when
part?
you was like,
Oh,
now you
when
going,
she-
make sure you take care of your hair.
She was like, I would try, but I can't make no
She's
promises.
like, I can't make no promises. I'm gonna keep my hair good, but I'm gonna try, okay? And you see, that's it. It's about, she is what, 9 years old, and a 9-year-old can be authentic enough to say, listen, I know you took a long time to do my hair, okay, but shoot, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I'm gonna try to keep this looking good, but I cannot make no promises. 9 years old, boom, like that.
And y'all 20s and 30s and 40-year-olds,
82 years
y'all,
old.
y'all can do the same.
Y'all can do the same. She's 9. And then you know what she did? She actually did try.
Yep.
Went to go
She
pick
did
up
a
the
good
baby.
job.
She did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Went to go pick up the baby. She had a do-rag.
She had her do-rag on to keep it together.
Had the do-rag on, and I was like, baby. She's like, mommy, look, I told you I was gonna try. And she tried, and that baby girl had her hair tied down, and it looked so pretty with her little baby hair coming down, and it was all dead and looking nice. But that was the honesty, you know.
Yep.
And it was just beautiful. So we knew that when if we didn't know we was gonna get, we was prepared for either way. We was prepared for craziness.
Yeah. But you know what? We let go of the expectation.
We did. We let go. We didn't know who we was gonna get. Anything could have happened. But she came back, and I wasn't. I'll be honest. I wasn't expecting. I'm just gonna be honest. I was just prepared that it was just gonna look like a tornado. So when I seen that it was intact like that, I was blown away.
Yeah, that's growth.
Yeah, and then she is really growing too. She is definitely, absolutely growing spiritually.
Yeah.
Like she's really getting there. At 9 years old, she's better than me sometimes. Okay, so that's what we got for you guys today. Let me see if I missed anything. Oh, I want to talk about one more thing, and that's our physical body. I want to talk about the physical body, and I think someone had mentioned something about they're not feeling so good earlier. Hope they're still here. As far as why we feel the way that we do, or why we could be feeling off right now. The energy is off right now. So if you're feeling off, it's pretty much what's going on at the moment. It's just a matter of being aware of it, right? Knowing that, hey, there just was a full moon. It's probably there just was a new moon. This might be affecting me. Let me look at my natal chart. Let me see what planets or how these planets are aligned and how they affect me. And I know some people are like, oh, I don't believe in planets and stars, and I don't believe in this. Hey.
Who would say that?
People say these things, but I think the biggest thing that people don't realize is that there are some things that is going to occur whether or not you believe in it. Some things don't need your belief. Sorry, it don't. I always say this: the sun don't need you to believe in it for it to rise and set every day. So for certain things, you're just gonna sound crazy. Like, I don't believe in the sun. Okay, it come up and it go down every day. Who cares what you believe?
Maybe ain't no sun. We don't know. You know it's a flashlight up there.
It don't hold no weight. Oh, I don't believe in the moon. Okay, it's gonna come out every night. It don't need you to believe in it. So it's just a matter of stepping into a different awareness and watching the BS, the programs that were installed when you were younger, and seeing how it's really serving you and how it's really affecting you, right? And being super honest with yourself through your experiences, not what people are telling you, but what are you experiencing? How are things affecting you? And be honest with this. Yeah. Because if the sun can help flowers bloom, right? If people are breatharians, for crying out loud. There's some people who get their energy from the sun. They don't eat food. They have come to a point now that they don't need to eat food. They get their energy directly from the sun. So after a while, you got to think, shoot, maybe it's something to this shit. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm trying to be a breatharian.
If this man at 8 and 10 years and he's still alive, what am I missing? and he meditated in front of the sun every day. What if somebody's not telling me something? So you got to question things. And so I say this to say that sometimes you might be feeling depressed. Sometimes you might be feeling agitated. Sometimes you might have a whole lot of hella energy running through you. You don't know where that is coming from.
Right.
So
Ooh.
you want to take a look. Ooh, wow, a lot of 11s. I've seen a lot of that today. 111.
Yeah.
But you want to take a look at the planets, how they align, how they're affecting you. Okay, and start keeping a journal of yourself.
Yeah. And I'm so glad you just said that, because out of everything that we just mentioned, as far as, let me go back and look at the notes again. Hold on, which part did I? Okay. As far as like getting off of your path, giving people advice, deja vu's, selffulness, expecting expectations, all of these things, it's drawn to one conclusion, is for you to start to become the observer of what's going on, because you notice how you got off your path. You're being the observer. Okay, when you notice when people are giving you advice, or excuse me, when you're giving people advice, and you notice that they may be in a shitty mood or something like that, and you can see that their shitty moodness is trying to ease their way over to you, you can be the observer and say, oh no, that's not coming to me. Let me
Right.
redirect that somewhere else. So the main thing is to start to become the observer of what's going on. And when you're able to be the observer and take that step back, not only can you see the things that are going on in this 3D world, you can see the things that are going on in other dimensions, as well as things that are pulling on you when it comes to the planets and the stars. Okay? So really start to take that position of being the observer,
Yeah.
because all of this has already happened.
Right.
It's already happened, and it's our responsibility to be able to bring ourselves out of it so that we can see the beauty in all of it, the ups and the downs.
Yeah. And keep a journal. Keep a journal. This is a good tool for self-discovery. It's a tool because oftentimes we don't, we've been trained with these tools, or we've been given these tools called emotions, since we were kids. And that's all we have to handle situation is these emotions. And with these emotions, if we really don't know how to control and how to master these emotions, they're going to control and master us. So a way to recognize, how the emotions are really affecting us on a day-to-day basis is to keep a journal. Write things down. Really start studying yourself. We go to school, we go to college, we go to universities, we do all this studying. We know all these textbooks, and we study about Hitler, and we study about Washington, and we study about all types of stuff. Okay? But how often do we sit down and study our own selves? When we leave this realm, we're going to have ourselves with us. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We going there fast. We ain't going nowhere. So learning how to navigate this fake matrix, okay? Learning how to navigate beyond this matrix. One of the major keys is about learning about ourselves, because we are always going to have ourselves with us. Always, always, always. We ain't going nowhere, literally. You're always going to be with you.
You burn it up, girl. Dang.
You're always going to be with you, man. You're always. People will come into your life, they will leave, they will come, and they will go. But guess who ain't going nowhere? You ain't going nowhere. You're always going to be
And
with
we're
you.
not talking about your shell. We're not talking
Yeah.
about this body. We're talking about what's
Yeah.
driving.
No, this is the
thing.
vehicle. We're not talking about the vehicle. The vehicle is going to go. You're going to get another vehicle. You might get a nicer vehicle. Who knows?
Might get a Bentley up in this.
Might get a Bentley next time. Ooh. Okay, but you study you. See, the least thing that we that we focus on in this reality is the thing that matters the most, which is you, which is us.
Right.
We matter more than anything in this world. You're going to have you. When you leave here, you're going to have you. When you go to the other side, you're going to have you. And the funny thing is, you might be lost on the other side. Because you know why you're going to be lost? Because you didn't spend time with you. You spend time with everybody else. Greg, George, Sandra,
Cat down the road.
Billy Bob, the cat down the road got time with you. But
Oh, boy.
how much time have you spent with you? Okay? Spend time with yourself. Get to know yourself. Keep a journal of yourself. I like red. I like blue. When somebody hit me, I cried. Whatever. Write stuff down. Start noticing patterns of how things make you feel and what shifts
Came
you.
along and live along.
Right.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Get to know who you are. That is so freaking important. Like that's like should be number one in your list before you even spend time thinking and crying over somebody else. Cry over your own self. If you're crying over somebody else, that's because your self misses you. If somebody else is making you sad, that's because you're making your own self sad. Look, this one doing slow motion.
That's slow motion.
That's a real slow motion. Rob gonna like this. But yeah, that's what that means.
Yep.
I kid you not, that's what that means. And when you start doing some soul work, when you start diving into them oceans and deep oceans within yourself, you're gonna realize, you're gonna be like, oh wow. Self, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Self, I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
But it's all good because it's a lesson.
And and the funny thing is that y'all who are watching this video, you're actually planning for us to be here to give you this information to help direct you in the way that you need to go.
Yeah.
So thank yourself right now.
Yes.
For influencing us to even get in here.
She said codependency.
Yep. To getting in here and doing this.
Codependency is a big thing.
Now,
it's a big deal.
Now, Salma mentioned something a moment ago that actually kind of ties into this, and I wanted to dive into it.
What she said?
She said that my lucid dreams are pretty hectic. What tips do you focus on? P.S. I finally managed to fly last night, which is awesome.
I love flying. That is the best.
See, now, when you're doing lucid dreaming, you are really doing some work with connecting with yourself. Yes. So definitely hats off to you. That is so awesome because you are really getting connected with yourself. Now, as far as the chaotic part, you have to think about this. When you're lucid dreaming, you know that you're dreaming.
Right.
Now, when it comes to lucid dreaming, you are in control of the dream. So if there's something that's going on that's chaotic, as within, so without, think about the things that are going on in your life that may be chaotic. Now, one other tip that I would give for anybody that's lucid dreaming is that you really want to make sure that hour or so before you go to sleep is one that is pretty peaceful. Maybe it's a reflection time. Maybe it's some time for meditation.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely take a cold shower. And once again, if you're not gangster like me, you can take a lukewarm shower. And that really helps to reset your body and get things at ease. Because sometimes the chaotic stuff that you experience in your dreams is just energy that's trapped in your body that just can't move around the way that it needs to go. When it comes to dreams, it is not just what we see with our eyes. Sometimes it's things that are inside of us, and it's also things that are in our etheric field.
Right, and understand that the dream world, guys, it's based in our subconscious. It's sub is under, like your. Okay, so when you're conscious, right, so-called conscious, like what they call consciousness, which is not really consciousness, but what they call consciousness is pretty much they saying that being awake or being aware, right? That's what they say. So when you think about consciousness, you think about like now. So this is so-called consciousness, right? Now, when you think of subconsciousness, that is under. So when you go to sleep,
Dormant.
when you go to sleep, right? You go under your consciousness, which is subconsciousness, right? So what's under there?
Someone gonna make me throw this iPad. Go ahead.
What? Why you gonna throw the iPad?
Oh, keep going. Keep going with you. I'll
Why
tell you
you
in a
gonna throw
second.
the iPad? No, go on now. Why you gonna throw the iPad? What the iPad do to you?
But see, so Salma just said, "Thank you, higher self," and then she came back and said, "I was running and avoided in the dream, and in real life, I'm doing the same with stress of job interviews." That's your
Wow.
higher self talking to you. You
Boop
got
bap bim. Look at that.
don't
See?
discount these dreams.
Wow. Man, let me tell you something. The dream world, man, y'all could think I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs now if y'all want to. Y'all probably did that like 20 videos ago. But the dream world, guys, is the real world. This is the dream. We are literally awake in a dream. This reality right here is a dream.
Yes.
I mean, it's just is
When
what
you
it
look
is.
into it and you see everything that's going on, it really is a dream.
This is we are awake, literally awake in a dream. Because this is so temporary. When you really think about it, this place is so temporary. Like, I mean, think about it. The average person gets what, 75 years to be here? That shit is gone in a wink of an eye. That is so temporary. It is temporary. AF, right? Temporary. If you're lucky, if you want to call it lucky, you get 90 years, 102 years, but then you start looking like Methuselah. You know, your bones don't work, stuff shutting down, you really can't get to enjoy it. Like, think about it. And they say, they have a saying that goes, the good die young. Why do they say that? Why do they say the good die young? Think about that for a second. Now, this life that we have, right? Life, is this the life sentence?
Yeah.
Life, right?
But you know, I got some even more cold minded deep than that, baby.
What you got? Do I gotta throw the
Okay.
iPad too?
No, you ain't gotta throw the
Oh,
iPad. You
okay.
ain't gotta throw the iPad. You can hold it for a second
Let me
while
see what's
I
going
go
on in
into
the
this.
chat.
Okay. So here's something that just came to me as weird. You can call it a download or whatever you want to say. But one way to understand that we are in a dream world, right? One of the things that we know about ourselves in the conscious community, right, is that we are unlimited beings. Okay? Now, if we're unlimited beings and we're here in this physical world right now, there are some limitations to what we can do. And in some instances, when you're having dreams, you feel like there's some type of limitations that are on you when you're dreaming. Now, when you start to become aware of who you are and what you are and where you came from, and you start becoming the observer, when you start going into your dream world, you start to notice you get more power, you get more control, you're able to fly, you're
Yeah.
able to teleport from one place to the next. That sounds like unlimited power,
Yeah.
which we are unlimited beings. So it's almost like being here on earth in this realm is like a nightmare to someone who has unlimited power.
Ooh, boop, bop, bim.
Okay? Because once again, we're unlimited beings. We can do, we're omniscient, we're omnipresent, we're all of that, right?
Ooh, could you imagine putting somebody into a place where they can't disappear and appear at the same place, at the same different places
It's
at
like
the
a
same time?
nightmare.
It's a nightmare because now all your limitation, all of your abilities, like most of your abilities, are taken away. So it's like, okay, it's like being a magician. If you guys ever looked at The Magician, when and it's a series on what, Netflix?
Yeah, Netflix.
The Magicians. It's a series on Netflix. This is a good example. These magicians, they were so used to having magic. It's like after a while, they just became lazy. They didn't want to do regular stuff. They use magic for every single thing.
Right.
And so magic went away. There was no more magic. It was gone for a while.
They were
And
depressed.
they were depressed. Like these people, they were so miserable. They were so miserable that they actually had to walk. They had to get on trains. Like so they're like, so what,
They
magic
had to
is
use
gone. So like,
currency like common folks.
yeah, so like, so what are we supposed to do now that magic is gone? What do you mean? Like what everybody else does? And they're like, well, that's boring. We don't want to do that.
Mm-mm.
So it's like all of their abilities were taken away. And so like they were forced to be humans.
Yeah.
And so that's like, you could probably use that analogy, from being full of potential, full of magic, to come in here and you just regular now.
Now. To not be to not get you down, okay? Because even though this world is like a dream world, you can consider it a nightmare. You can consider it your best dream you ever had.
Right.
But here's the thing: once you continue to work on yourself, as we're still working on ourselves, because I'm my goal is to be able to do the same things I do in my dreams to be able to do here.
Oh my.
And
That's some big goals, baby.
yeah, some big
You
goals.
gonna fly?
And so fly, teleport, go from one room to the next. Yeah. Um,
She's on bread.
but once you get yourself completely in tune and you open up all those chakras and you got the kundalini just all that just going, right?
Macabre. Mm-hmm.
And you got that light body activated.
Ooh.
You know, the stuff that we do in our dreams, there are people who are in this realm that we're in right. Wow, you know
Yeah.
what's crazy? At what point when we're dreaming, our eyes go move fast?
It does. What they call
No,
that? The state of isn't
it's
that
rapid eye movement,
rapid eye movement?
but
Yeah.
what is it also called? REM sleep.
Realms. Ooh, realm. Ooh. That
I
just
don't know if y'all caught that. When you're in
wow.
REM sleep and we're in this realm,
Wow.
I'm gonna let that
That
digest.
just hit me. I knew it, but see we knew it, but now it's in our awareness. That's it right there. The light, somebody just flicked the
Wow.
switch on. It's been there.
But
The switch got flicked on.
I'm gonna go back to where I
Go back.
finished.
Take your time, Pastor.
But there are people in this realm who can do what we do in our dreams in
Wow.
this realm. And once
Yes.
you put in enough work and you build certain skills, because there are some spiritual gifts that, well, excuse me, there's difference between spiritual gifts and spiritual skills. There are other
Yes.
spiritual skills that are available for us to learn. A lot of them are in the mystery schools,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of that now is coming to light and it's coming out of the mystery schools and it's being taught.
Yeah, and burned the books and everything and kept the knowledge, but it's okay.
Right, but they couldn't burn the ones in the Akashic
They can't
records.
burn my DNA.
No, they can't do that.
Can't burn my
'Cause
DNA.
It's
It's
all in there.
pointless.
But yeah, once you develop your spiritual gifts and you get yourself really in tune, and then you start venturing out to learning other spiritual skills,
Yeah.
then you can actually do those things that are in your dreams and do them in this realm, because there are people that levitate. There are people who transport from one location to the next.
Right.
There are people who can move things with their mind.
That's
just-
because they got that life force going. That life force, that chi energy, that's really activated, and it's not laying dormant. They
Right.
figured out how to activate those. They call them junk DNA. How do you have
wow.
junk DNA? But anyhow, that's what they used to call it. But now we're able to activate those other strands of DNA, the God DNA, if you want to call it that, to be able to utilize these gifts that we have. They're tools, but you're not gonna get it if you keep drinking fluoride water. You keep doing certain things. It's a
not gonna
hindrance.
happen.
It's not gonna happen. It's a hindrance. So yeah, That's what we got for y'all tonight, guys. We went
Yeah,
a little longer than we expected.
way longer than we expected, and we thank y'all for hanging in with
Yeah, you
us.
guys are amazing.
Y'all are so amazing.
Follow us in twinflame_unite on IG, Instagram.
Yes. Follow us on Instagram. If you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe. And are you gonna pull one card for the
I'm
collective?
gonna
Or?
do a card for the collective.
All right.
We're not really good at in the beginning saying everybody put a like on the video and stuff like that. We're trying. We just be so excited to share what we have and stuff like that. We just go off track and we
Yeah.
forget to do the
Let's.
whole Instagram, Facebook thing.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
yeah, follow us on IG, twinflame_unite. Also, if you have a question, you can shoot us an email, twinflameunite@gmail.com. If you guys want to book sessions with us, we do sessions. Sometimes we just forget to talk about it, but we do sessions. And the link I think should be in the description if you're interested in booking a session, or just shoot us an email. We'll get you some more information on that. We do card readings for individuals. We have a few different sessions that we do. Um, and yeah, just in t-shirts. We coming out with a new line of t-shirts, new line of crystals. But that should be maybe sometime next month. We're still working on a new line for the t-shirts and stuff like that. So yeah, for you guys who are here, if you can just put a small like on the video, we would really appreciate that. And thank you for hanging in there with us. I am going to do a card for the collective before I leave, because I love to do the collective card readings. They're always so wonderful and on point. I really do love the card readings for the collectives. They're like my favorite. Ooh. Okay, not ready yet. Ooh. What in the world? Faith. Okay, I'm gonna go with that one. Faith. So I got faith. So have faith, guys. So that's a major card. So I was trying to shuffle it, but it kept popping out. So I'm gonna just go with faith. So faith. Everybody know what faith means. Some people they even got the name faith. So faith, right? Faith is beautiful. Self-belief helps you to overcome obstacles. Self-belief and faith inspire confidence. Doubt breeds mistake. Cruel words can do lasting harm. Do not give up because of past mistakes. Be kind and supportive. Set yourself believable goals, right? And always know that you matter and you are enough. You are not alone, okay? Do not be unkind because others have been unkind to you. Take delight in compliments. I just love these collective readings. It says to have faith. The eight of the influence card is a beautiful thing. It inspires a feeling of serenity that is unshakable. With faith comes a level of self-confidence that sees you capable of overcoming all that life throws at you. To have self belief gives you confidence when facing new and challenging situations. When out in a social setting, you are comfortable to be yourself. Having self belief allows you to enjoy life more because you are less troubled by insecurities. So have faith, guys.
Just
That's
have a little bit of faith.
Have a little bit of faith. And that's our
Yes.
reading for the collective. So we're going to leave you guys with that beautiful card reading. And we thank you for being here. Thank you for the donations. And I guess we will see you guys tomorrow. You know what we should do tomorrow? We should probably do one of those be lives.
Let's do that Wednesday, and let's try to go live on IG tomorrow.
Live on IG.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go live. Oh, we can do live on IG and they can chime in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll put a post out on our IG page for tomorrow. say at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to go live on Instagram
That'll be
to
cool.
give y'all an opportunity to speak with us kind of one on one or one on two, depending on how it goes.
Right.
And then for Wednesday, we'll set something up where we can go through and do the Be Live application.
That would
All
be
right.
nice.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
So we'll see y'all tomorrow. Catch us on IG at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Follow us on twinflame_unite on IG.
Yeah. Twin
All right.
Flame underscore unite. It's an
Yeah.
Instagram.
It's a singular flame. So it's a twin flame underscore unite. The link is in the description, and also the link is in the description for any of those who want to book a session with us.
Yes.
Information is in there. New hours available. So
Yes.
definitely go through and click on that link, and we are going to love y'all and leave y'all where we found y'all.
Yes, guys.
So
We love you.
peace
Peace.
out.